Hello everybody, and welcome back to Hillside Forge. So on today's episode, I have a unique request from a customer. They asked me to make them a battle-ready tang, something they can use for self-defense, but also you look also look kind of stylish as they're walking down the street with it. So for that, we are going to use a 4-foot bar, not this one, but a 4-foot bar of 3/16 inch wide by 48 inches steel stock, and we're going to make a full tang cane. So to do that, I'm going to use walnut scales on either side, use a full tang body, and then I'm also going to get a separate piece of walnut and sculpt a shillelagh type head. So thanks for joining us for this video. I hope you enjoy the process. Let's get to it. Okay, so I lose some brownie points here because I didn't film everything I did, so forgive me for that, but I promise everything you missed is not super crazy. All I did was take my walnut log, cut it down to 1 inch wide, which is what the width of my tang is, and I cut that in half so that I have 2 scales for either side of my cane tang. Then what you just saw me do was drill holes through this because I'm going to use brass pins to hold the whole thing together, also give it kind of a nice pretty aesthetic pop with the brass and the walnut contrasting. So that's pretty much what you missed, so I apologize I didn't fill you in as I was filming that, but this is what we have right now. We have our 2 scales glued together, and I glued the tang to it just so I can make sure everything lines up when I'm done here at the end. So let's go ahead and pop this apart, and then we'll have to get this thing epoxied, and then I'm going to have a heck of a time sanding this to round because I made a bad decision. But I'm not a quitter. I will commit. Okay, so I got my tang core off here. Make a mess. Yeah, that's good. No, go ahead, make more of a mess. It's fine. There we go. So I gotta clean this steel obviously before I glue it up. It's all still oily and stuff. I get that price tag off. But also, because this is so wide, before I glue it up, I'm going to do some pre-shaping on the sander just to kind of narrow it down a little bit before I have the brass pins in there to fight around. Okay, so we ran our drill bit through. This is so the epoxy has something else to bite to. The same with the tang of our steel here. We cleaned it all off, and then I scored it up a whole bunch with the angle grinder so that there's more for the epoxy to bite to. And then we just got to fit this up and make sure everything lines up the way it's supposed to. There we go. I marked the wood top and bottom, and I had the steel marked top and bottom, and then I ground it off because I'm stupid. So now that means everything should line up. There we go. Holes are not exactly center in all places. That's my fault because I'm stupid. I ain't so smart, I'm stupid. So now what we'll do is we'll test fit this up. Slide our pins through. All our pins should fit loosely in there because I'm going to fill them with epoxy as well. this one. And then this should slide at the top. Perfect. And then this will do the same. Just like that. And then we'll have a nice little sandwich. And then after the epoxy dries, we're clamped down and everything's nice and tight. I will have to true everything up, take the corners off, and then we'll have a solid base. That's going to take 24 hours to dry, so we'll epoxy it tonight and then come back to it the next day. So we'll shape the whole thing, and then I have a copper fitting I'm going to put on the actual head up here. I might put the copper fitting on this end. We'll see, because there's more space on this end. I have some slack with the steel here and wood. I give myself some grace in case something's wrong. It's always important to give yourself grace. You always got to give yourself grace. Not the woman, the spiritual thing. I don't know who Grace is except for Christmas Vacation. But anyway, so yeah, we're going to get this epoxied up. And then we're going to shape this. And then we're going to have a copper 1-inch fitting to go over the end. And then I'm going to take a separate piece of walnut, carve the head out, shape the head. And that's also going to meet into that copper fitting. So this should be exciting. Pretty good progress for the day. Pretty good progress. All right, let's get this glued up and then we'll finish this thing out. No! No! So after a minor setback, meaning the head broke, we reshaped the head and pinned this back on. It's all glued up. It's all oiled up. Nice linseed oil finish. I think this is a beautiful cane. It was designed for self-defense purposes. So we have a full steel tang in here. Definitely bust somebody up with that. But it's a nice little piece. I love how this polish on the head came out. Looks super cool. Really sad that pin broke and the head snapped. That sucked. But, you know, there's a reason for everything, and we did the best we could with it. So this is where we're at. It's a solid finished self-defense cane. I mean, if you're going to swing this at somebody, I wouldn't hold right here. I'd probably choke up a wee bit. There's a hefty amount of weight in front of you, so if you're going to bop somebody, you want a good grip on there, and down here might not give that to you. So, but yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope you enjoyed the build. See you guys next time. Oh, and if you forgot, please like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate it.